Friends, welcome to my channel. Before listening to this story, I will ask you to like and subscribe. It's not difficult for you, but it's nice for me, and we're starting. It was a conversation I shouldn't have heard. I was supposed to be at a customer's that day, but the customer called and canceled the order. As a result, I was sitting in my cubicle and doing some paperwork. It was early, about 7:15. The start was not earlier than 8, but many guys came early to have coffee and chat before work. I heard Brad and Bill come in and start talking about the latest idiocy unveiled by management, and then they touched on yesterday's match before moving on to the inevitable discussion about women. By the time they got to the topic of women, Brad and Bill were joined by Sam, Al, Josh, and Donnie. I was sitting around the corner so no one passed me and no one knew I was there. They discussed all the girls in the office and what they would like to do with each of them, and then Josh said, "Suppose you could have one. Who would you choose?" "I would choose Mary because of her big boobs. My wife's body is so small that she hardly needs to wear a bra," Brad said. Ted chose Sally because she had the most delicate body he had ever seen. "What about you, Sam?" asked Ted. "It's easy, but she doesn't work here." "Who is it?" "Rob's wife. I would do Jenny as many times as I can." "It's a pity that you will never have such an opportunity." "Why do you say that? She can be had. I saw it in her eyes. Heck, everyone in the room could have done it, and probably all at the same time." "You mean a threesome? Maybe, or just one-on-one. Bring her to the party with Rob and I can use her. I'm willing to bet that 15 minutes later Brad could have done her, and before the party is over, I'm willing to bet that she'll do everyone at least once." "You're fucking crazy," Bill said. "No," Sam replied. "She can be had and Rob knows it. Why else do you think he's hanging over her? He doesn't dare let her out of his sight. It wasn't true. I was so stupidly in love with her that I couldn't bear to be separated from her. I'm telling you guys, she can be had. Sam, you're so full of shit, it's unbelievable." Further conversation was interrupted when Harry, our manager, shouted, "Hey, it's already 8 o'clock, where the hell are my guys?" The small meeting ended and the guys dispersed to begin their daily work. That evening, on the way home, I wondered why Sam was so sure he could get to my wife. She was gorgeous, and that fact alone guaranteed that she would attract male attention, and she really loved to flirt, and it made the boys sniff her. I could have been wrong, but I didn't think Sam would be able to get her. He just wasn't her type at all. However, it was an opportunity for me to try to do something. If I play it right, I might even earn $1 or $2. It will take some work on my part, but I could just make the situation work for me. The first step was to involve Jenny in the case. When I got home, Jenny had already cooked dinner, and after a little conversation about how our days had gone, I asked her, "You really want to go to Cancun? How far are you willing to go for this? What kind of question is that?" "I think I know a way we can get the money without borrowing it or getting into debt, but it will depend on what you are willing to do." "What are you talking about?" I told her what I had overheard. "I want to use it. What I want to do is invite them all here for a barbecue, and then I want you to pretend that you're ready to use 1 or 2 of them on occasion." "You're crazy, Rob." "Listen to me, okay? You're gorgeous, and every man you know wants to get in your pants. You flirt a lot, and it makes a couple of them think they have a chance. I suggest we have a barbecue, and you do everything you can to make them think they can get you if they just find a way to get me out of the way. Then I'll schedule a poker game for next week. I'll ask Bill to start another conversation like the one I overheard this morning, and as soon as Sam or someone else says he's sure he can get you, Bill will argue with them that they can't. We will arrange everything so that he pushes them to make a bet, and then he will say, 'Okay, I'm so sure you won't be able to. I'm willing to bet $500 that it won't work. You can try your hand. I'll get Rob out of the way so there'll be plenty of time to make an attempt.' You will prepare them in advance for a barbecue, and they will be sure that they can do it, and they will accept the bet. During the poker game, you drive them all away, and we earn $3,000 to pay for a trip to Cancun. What am I supposed to do at the barbecue? Continue your usual flirting and go a little further. What do you mean next? It will depend entirely on you. Anything but using them. So you're saying that I should let myself be groped, make some heavy kisses, and send everyone home with a box of blue balloons?" "Yes, that's about it. I want them to leave after the barbecue confident that they can use you if they get the chance." "How are you going to get Bill to agree?" "I'll offer him $500. That will still leave us $2,500 for the trip. How about this? Do you think you can do it?" "Oh, I can do it, honey, and it might even be fun. but you know there's going to be a downside to it. What are you talking about? They'll all leave with a box of blue balloons, but they'll leave me hotter than a forest fire. After they leave, I'll do my best to cripple your brains. You'd better start taking vitamins right now to get ready. The next day at work, I took Bill aside, told him that I had overheard the conversation, and then told him what I wanted to do. A big smile appeared on his face, and he told me that he was ready to participate. You know I have a very high opinion of Jenny, and it made me very angry when Sam said it would be easy to sleep with her. Bill had integrated himself into the project. All that remained was to prepare the guys. It was too late to have a barbecue for the coming weekend, so I planned a week later and made everyone come. After that, all that remained was to wait and see. As far as I could tell, the barbecue was a success. Jenny was wearing a pair of Daisy Dukes with her buttocks sticking out from under them. She was braless under a low-cut top, and I could see erections making tents in her pants. I noticed that from time to time, Jenny and each of the guys would disappear for 5 or 10 minutes, and the next time I saw the guy, his pants were in the tent. I casually scheduled a poker game for next Thursday, and all the guys said they would come. They all left, just knowing that Jenny belonged to them if they could get me out of the way, and true to her word, Jenny damn near used me to death that night. Bill made his move on Monday morning. I made sure to be late for work so they wouldn't have to sweat because I was eavesdropping on them, but I had a voice-activated tape recorder in the cockpit to catch the conversation. The conversation started with everyone commenting on how hot Jenny looked at the barbecue, and Sam said, "I'm telling you guys, she can be taken, if only we can get to her when Rob's not around." Everyone said they agreed with him, but it was almost impossible to get me out of the way, and then Bill stepped in. "Bullshit. You don't have the slightest chance of getting her." "Come on, Bill. Everyone except you knows that you can get her. I think you're in love with her or something and you're looking at her through rose-colored glasses." "Oh, right? Are you responsible for your words?" "What do you mean?" "The poker game is on Thursday. I'll get Rob out of the way and you take your best shot. I'll bet you $500 each that you won't even kiss. Do you have 3,000 that you can afford to lose?" "Hey, the stakes are on the table. You guys are so sure whether to suck it up or shut up." One by one, the guys said they were in business. "All right," Bill said. "I'll put something on Rob that'll knock him out. Once it falls, you can all do your best. Only one rule, she has to be ready herself. Neither to get her drunk, nor to force her to do anything. Do you agree?" "Yes, Bill, we agree." On the night of the game, I made Jenny dress up pretty damn good. High heels, a mini skirt, and a low-cut blouse. We said she was supposed to go out with her friends while we were playing cards. But at the last minute, everything went wrong, and she decided to stay and act as hostess. We all sat down, sorted out the cards, and started the game. We were on line 3 when the phone rang and Jenny picked up the phone. "It's for you, Rob, it's Sally. Sally was my brother's wife." I got up, went to the phone, and returned a couple of minutes later. "My brother had an accident and was taken to the hospital. I'll have to leave, but there's no reason to end the game." I kissed Jenny, said I'd call her from the hospital, and left. I went to Murphy's bar, had a beer, and then called home and asked Jenny to tell the guys that I wouldn't be back until the morning. Dan has a concussion, and he's still not himself right now. Sally's supposed to be home with the kids, so I'm going to have to stay here until he wakes up. Doctors say it may take several hours. I'm going to work from here in the morning. I said I love her, and I'll call him as soon as he wakes up. Then I called Sally, thanked her for the call, and told her I owed her a favor. I had a couple more beers and stayed the night at Motel 6. At 6, I called Jenny and told her that Dan was awake and everything seemed to be fine. At work, a smiling Bill came up to me and handed me an envelope. "You didn't take out your share?" "Oh no, Rob, it was good for me. Spend the extra on Jenny when you get to Cancun." "Did everything go well after I left?" "It's a pity that your brother got hurt, but it made it easier for us. If we had used that illegal substance, you would have been in the house longer and that would have delayed them a bit. But with you gone, they decided they were free. The guys were a little disappointed when they left your house last night. Jenny led them until they were sure they would make her pull the train, and then she hit them. God, it was great to see Sam walking away with his tail between his legs. Around 10 o'clock, I told the boss I wasn't feeling well and went home. Jenny will be at work until 5 and won't be back until 5:45. I went down to the basement workshop, opened the toolbox, and took out 5 voice-controlled tape recorders that I had hidden in the house before the barbecue. I rewound the first one and pressed the play button. I heard heavy breathing and what could have been a kiss, and then Brad said, "God, you're so hot. Do we have time for a quick love?" "I'm afraid not," Jenny replied. "Maybe at poker." "Let me suggest something." I heard the sound of a zipper being unzipped, and then Jenny said, "Let me kiss you." "Put it in your mouth, please. Just for a second." "Oh my God. Put that away, baby, and look forward to playing poker, okay?" The sound of the door opening and closing, and then the tape recorder turned off. A second later, it all started again. "Did anyone see us come in?" "No," Sam replied. "You told me to be careful, so I made sure there was no one around." "Show it to me. Let me see it." "Here? Are we going to do it here?" "No, silly, we won't do that before the poker game. I just want to see what's ahead of me." There was the sound of a zipper being unzipped, and Jenny said, "Wow, darling, you're holding me so tightly right now." "Oh my God, let me see." Sam whispered, I'm done, and the sounds of munching followed. "Put that away, baby, we have to get back to the party," Jenny said, and then there was the sound of a door opening and closing. There was nothing else on this tape recorder, so I moved on to the next one. The door opened and closed, and then I heard Al say, "How much time do we have?" "Just enough for you to show me what to expect from playing poker." "Jesus, Al, if I'd known you were so funny, we'd have been playing a long time ago." "What are you doing?" "I'm taking off my shorts." "Why?" "I want it to be in me. I can't wait for poker to see what it's like." The sounds of clothes falling to the floor, and then, "Okay, baby, take it easy, push it easy. That's it, oh my God, it feels good. Use me a little. Oh my God, yes, that's right. Heck, I don't want to stop. It's a pity that we don't have more time, but we need to hurry to the party." More sounds of clothes, and then the sounds of kissing, followed by Jenny's words. "I don't want to wait until Thursday, baby, but damn it, I have to." There was nothing else on this tape recorder as well as on the next one. I already knew what was on the 5th cassette, so I put them back in the toolbox, went upstairs and took the cassettes from the 4 cameras that I'd put in the bedrooms and living room. The film from the living room showed me leaving, and Jenny goes to the window and pulls back the curtain to look out. After a minute, she turned around and said, "That's it. He's gone." "How do you want to do it?" Bill asked. "Do you all know what's going on?" Jenny asked. "500 each, and never tell anyone about it, okay?" Everyone agreed, and then Jenny said, "Give the money to Bill, and then withdraw the cards. The highest card goes first." They played the cards, and Donnie was the first. "I want you to lie right here on the poker table first, and then we'll take you to the bedroom." "John, this is Rob. I think we were lucky in a big way. We expected to catch only Bill, but we caught Bill and 5 others. I'm watching the recording right now. Yes, keep reading the papers and we'll meet on Tuesday." "Okay, see you then," Donnie said. "Whoever's next, get ready." Al was next. He turned Jenny around, pushed her onto the table on her back, lifted her legs onto his shoulders and began to molest her. "Ready for this, baby?" "Oh my God, yes. I've been looking forward to it so much. Shove it inside me, baby, push it deep inside me." Donnie's juices combined with Jenny's juices made her whole wet, and with one thrust, Al entered completely. "Oh my God, yes, that's it. "Damn, you're so tight!" Jenny giggled and said, "I won't be so narrow when you're done with me. I've never felt so full before. Come on, honey, use me hard." Sam walked over to the table and Jenny looked at him and smiled. "Bring it closer and I'll take care of it." Before Al could step aside, Brad took his place. Sam came up first, pulled away from Jenny, and white liquid flowed from the corners of her mouth. Josh reached up on the table to fill the hole that Sam had just left open, but Jenny stopped him. "Let Brad finish, and then I want to go to the bedroom, where it will be more convenient." Brad started using her hard, and Jenny moaned, "Hurry up, honey, get me there. I'm almost there. Get me here, please. Honey, get me there." The footage from the bedroom camera caught them as they entered the door. Jenny went to the dresser, took jelly out of the top drawer, and walked over to the bed. She laid Josh on the bed, climbed onto the bed and bent over Josh, and then guided him into herself and sank on top of him. When she had fully accepted him, she leaned forward until she was almost lying on his chest. Bill climbed onto the bed behind her, put some lube on his fingers, and then ran them up Jenny's ass. After about a minute, strange sounds began to be heard. "Oh my God, yes, baby, do it." For the first time, I felt some anger at what was happening. This fool never let me pat her, no matter how much I asked her to let me try at least once. Just at that moment, the phone rang, and it was me who called Jenny to tell her that I was going to stay in the hospital and go to work from there. He's not coming home, guys, so we have time until you go to work if you can hold out that long. Bill and Josh got into a rhythm, and then Al climbed onto the bed. After that, everything began to repeat itself, as 6 men used Jenny in all 3 usable holes. She took them 1, 2, and 3 at a time. Before it was over, there was one surprise waiting for me. Jenny told the guys that there was something she had always wanted to try. "Josh," she said, "I don't want to hurt your ego, but I really like you in a loving way. And Donnie is the opposite. That's good because people like him wouldn't let me do what I want. And so you get the privilege of being the only ones who can do it." Josh and Donnie looked at each other, smiled, and high-fived. Jenny laid Donnie down, and then straddled him backwards, got down on him, and then leaned back. Josh moved up and slid into her next to Donnie. Jenny grunted when Josh squeezed in and then screamed, "Okay, use me, both of you use me." By 2 o'clock in the morning, no one could lift their body strong enough to get inside, and everyone except Bill got dressed to leave. "When can we do it again?" Al asked. "Whenever you have 500. When everyone was gone, Jenny and Bill got into bed, and Jenny snuggled up to Bill. "Was I a big enough cheater for my lover?" "Oh my God, yes. When I told you that it was my biggest fantasy, I never thought that you would actually do it. I never thought I'd do it either, but I really want to go to Cancun, and the chance to get the money to pay for the trip was too good to pass up. I'm really sorry to be without me." Lover boy, maybe next time." In a few minutes, they were asleep. When Jenny came home from work, I was sitting on the back porch sipping a beer. She came out, sat down next to me, bent down, and kissed me. "How was your day?" "What is it?" she asked. "In fact, one of the best." "Oh, did something good happen?" "I think so. I think I got rid of the extra baggage and saved a lot of money." "How did you do it?" "I recorded your threesome last night." I looked at her. "Why are you so pale, my love? Are you surprised that a loving husband is not as stupid as you thought?" "I'm sure I don't know what you mean." "No? Well, let me explain everything to you. I found out about you and Bill 3 months ago. I went to a divorce lawyer and got some bad news. It doesn't matter if you're a fool in round heels. In this state, divorce leads to a 50-50 division of property. The courts tend to side with women, which means that I would probably end up paying your lawyer's fees and all legal fees. It was a price I wasn't willing to pay to get rid of your walking ass. However, there was a way around it. If I could catch you committing a crime against me, I could dump your ass, and it would only cost me my lawyer's fee and court costs, and I would end up with all the assets. I just couldn't figure out how to do it until you started insisting on going to Cancun. Then I overheard a conversation between Brad, Sam, and the guys, and wondered if I could use it to my advantage. I gave you a song and dance about betting with guys, and you and your lover took the ball and ran with it. I've been taping all your phone calls for 3 months now, trying to catch you on something that I could use against you, and I know all about how you and Bill wanted to have a threesome with guys at work. I had 4 voice recorders hidden in the house during a barbecue, and I have a recording of you trying on Al's friend's size, giving Sam a quick 1-minute moment, and generally telling everyone that you're going to use them last night. But these recordings, no matter how good they are not the ones that will send you to prison. The voice recorder that I had on the phone line will do it. Don't leave. I'll be right back." I got up and went into the house, got another beer, and then took the tape recorder that I had left in the office. I went back to the porch and sat on the swing. "It's a good story, the one that will put you and Bill in jail. Here, listen to me. I did a little editing to remove any hint that I was involved in setting anything up, and I pressed the play button. Have you decided to let them all use you?" "How are we going to do this?" "You're showing yourself to everyone, and it'll distract Rob while I add to his drink. The illegal substances will knock him down, and he won't remember anything when he wakes up. While he's gone, you can do whatever you want. Punch him in the corn with a beer bottle no matter what you want. He won't know anything until he wakes up. Although I like the idea of a beer bottle, maybe after I'm done with all the guys and they're gone, we can have some fun with Rob. Maybe take a picture of him with a beer bottle. We can always tell him that he did it voluntarily, but was too drunk to remember." I pressed the stop button. I played the tape for my lawyer, and he said that you and Bill are accused of conspiracy to commit a crime. The deliberate use of prohibited substances is a criminal act, isn't it? No? Well, now you know that. Why are you so quiet, Jenny? You didn't say a word. Are you still stunned to find out that the old dumb nuts are not as stupid as you thought? It doesn't matter. I won't listen to you anyway. According to John, my lawyer, this recording alone is enough to send you and Bill to jail. But you and Bill did even better last night. I had 4 cameras hidden in the house that recorded everything you did. I have a video of you talking. You all know the terms of the deal, right? $500 each. Give your money to Bill and then cut the cards to see who goes first. And there is a video where each man hands Bill money. That makes you guilty of prostitution, and Bill guilty of being your pimp. The legal terms are extortion and connivance. You're baked, honey. I was looking at her and she wasn't looking at me. She looked anywhere but at me, and I was tempted to ask where her contempt for me suddenly came from. But then I decided that I didn't really want to know. That's the thing. John filed the divorce papers, and I requested everything. House, savings, certificates of deposit, everything except your car. On Tuesday, you and I will go to John's office and you will sign the divorce papers, accepting everything as it is and agreeing not to dispute the divorce. That done, we leave John's office and go our separate ways. If you don't sign these papers on Tuesday, John will give the records to the assistant district attorney, and you and Bill will end up in criminal court and most likely end up in jail. It's your choice, and I need to know about it by 4 o'clock on Monday evening so I can tell John that we'll be there on Tuesday. If he doesn't hear from me by the time his office closes at 5, he'll see the district attorney first thing Tuesday morning. Still nothing you want to tell me, Jenny? Well, maybe you'd like to discuss it with Bill, because if you go there, he'll go with you. My lawyer's card is next to the phone. I'm suing Bill for alienation of feelings, and he might want to call John and see if it's possible to settle the case out of court. I got up and left her sitting. We tried to stay out of each other's sight for the rest of the weekend, but just before we left for work on Monday, I reminded her of the 4 o'clock deadline. I was in a good mood when I walked into the morning coffee clutch in Brad's office. "Hey guys," I said, "I have something you really need to see. Let's go to the conference room. There's a TV and a VCR. The only one who wasn't present was Bill. That's cool, guys. The most disgusting video I've ever seen." A fly could be heard farting as Donnie, Bill, and Jenny filled the screen. "It's great, isn't it? Notice how clear this is? The whole tape is as clear as a bell. You can tell who the players are." None of them turned to me until I said, "I was so pleased with how well the film turned out that I made several copies and sent them to each of your wives with the help of a special messenger. I've specified delivery by 8 in the morning, so most should be delivered now. I called ahead to let your wives know what it's going to be. Al, your wife asked me to send a copy of it to my father. He's a lawyer, isn't he? Oh, and Sam. Debbie asked me to send her a copy to the office. She seems to think that because you come home from work before her, she might disappear, and she really, really wants to see. Any questions? No? I can't believe no one wants to talk about this. Jenny couldn't talk to me either. I'm not going to talk to you, motherfucker. I'm just going to kick your ass," Donnie muttered. "Come on, Donnie, but know one thing. In the mood I'm in right now, you're going to have to kill me to keep me from killing you. And that's my damn promise. Does anyone else have anything to say?" No. Okay, guys, it's 8 o'clock. It's time to start. Bill never showed up for work that day, and all day I got nothing but angry looks from everyone else. At 3:30, Harry called me into his office and asked me what was going on, and I told him the whole story. "Can you work with them?" "I won't have any problems with them because I got even with them. The question is, will they be able to work with me?" "I will not tolerate disagreements in the office if they interfere with work." "Tell them that, Harry, not me." "But I'll tell you what. If you decide to fire me because of what they did and my reaction to it, you better make sure my severance pay is damn good. Otherwise, you'll find that I have a damn good lawyer." "Are you threatening me, Rob?" "No, I just want to say that if you fire me and not them, I will sue. I'm going to do my job the same way as always, and you haven't had any complaints about my work for over a decade. You fired me because these assholes don't want to work with me, and that's the same as taking their side, and I won't stand for it." At 3:50, Jenny called. "Bill says we have to fight. He says you don't have enough reason to stand your ground." "Okay, Jenny, remember, it was your choice." I hung up, called John, and informed him of Jenny's decision, and he said he was putting the ball in play. Bill came to work the next day and tried to avoid me. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Jenny called me. "What the hell is going on, Rob?" "I've just been handed the divorce papers and a restraining order. I can't come up to you or enter our house." "So what?" "This is my house too, Rob. Talk to Judge Jenny. According to the records in my lawyer's possession, you intended to cause me bodily harm, and I told my lawyer that I didn't want you near me. I need clothes and stuff, Rob. Let me know when you want to come. If it fits into my schedule, I'll arrange for a deputy sheriff to be there, and I'll let you pick up personal items. But only personal items, you know? Why are you acting like this? Why are you doing this to me? It's called getting even with Jenny. This is partial payback for what you and Bill did to me behind my back. At 10:24 the next day, 2 deputies showed up at the office and took Bill into custody. When they took him out in handcuffs, his face was pale. I called John to let him know, and he told me that things usually don't happen that fast. But he told the judge that since Bill works at the same place as me, he fears for my safety, and that must have taken the situation up a notch. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Jenny's sister Judy called me. Jenny just called me. She's in jail. What the hell is going on, Rob, and why is she calling me and not you? All I can tell you, Judy, is what I'm hearing. Hopefully they'll keep her there for a couple more years. She called you because she knew that I would have hung up because of her cheating. Cheating? Oh my God, I warned her, but she didn't listen. Did you know? Everyone knew, everyone except you. Thanks for letting me know. What are you waiting for, Rob? She's my sister. Take care of yourself, Judy. And I hung up. The next day, I had just returned from lunch when Jason Milner called me. I am your wife's court-appointed lawyer. She had just gone through a bail hearing, and bail was set at $35,000. She needs $3,500 for a bondsman, and he wants you to put your house up as collateral. Given the circumstances that landed her in jail, Mr. Milner, I'd say you have a better chance of winning the lottery than ever. The house is half hers, sir. That's fine. She can expose her half. The guarantor does not agree to this. I'm counting on it. Will you help her? Not a bit, Mr. Milner. I gave her a chance to get away from this mess, but she let her boyfriend talk her out of it. Let him rot in prison, I don't care. She would like to see you. I can do it. Seeing her in an orange jumpsuit with the letter P on the back will make me feel better. What are the visiting hours? I was sitting on the other side of the screen when she was brought in. She was wearing an orange jumpsuit, ankle chains, and handcuffs. I asked about it later and found out that it doesn't matter who you are or what you are in, since the standard procedure of the operation involves moving all prisoners in handcuffs and leg chains. They took off her handcuffs but left the chains on her legs and led her to the seat opposite me. She sat up, looked at me, and started crying. Get me out of here, Rob. Please get me out. No way, Jenny. I gave you a choice that would have kept you from doing this, but you listened to your lover, not me. I do not know if he seduced you or if you dragged him into your affair, but the bottom line is that he cost you your marriage, and now he costs you your freedom. You could have signed the papers John had prepared and left, but you let Bill talk you out of it in order to get Bill to post bail somehow. When you're found guilty, which John says is inevitable, I'll still get a divorce and everything I asked for, so I'm kind of glad that this is how it's going. I like to see you in chains. Enjoy your life, Jenny. You gave up a good marriage for the privilege of being here, so you should at least try to enjoy it. I got up and left the dating room when she screamed, Please, Rob, please don't leave me here. A young man was standing in the hallway with a briefcase. When he saw me, he came up to me and introduced himself as Jason Milner. We need to talk before this mess goes too far. Come on. I talked to your wife and Mr. Bolton, and they told me that this was all your idea, and I'm afraid I'll have to tell the court about it. Why don't we see if there's any way to resolve this case without a trial? How long have you been doing this, Mr. Milner? 5 years, why? And in all these years, you still haven't realized that your clients will say anything that they think might help their chances? I have audio and video recordings of their plot against me, Mr. Milner. What do they have to back up their claims? I gave them both a chance to keep this civil suit, and the two of them decided to shove it at me a little more, so use them. I'll see you in court, Mr. Milner. Bill rented out his house and posted a deposit, and when Jenny found out that he was out and she wasn't going to come out, she was furious. She turned to Bill and said it was his idea, and in exchange for a plea deal, she agreed to testify against him. Her testimony, backed up by the tapes, was enough. The trial lasted less than a day, and the jury was absent for less than an hour. As part of the plea deal, Jenny pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 1 year plus time served, 4 months. And the rest of the time, she was given probation and ordered to perform 500 hours of community service. Bill pleaded not guilty and fought it all the way and got 3 years. And I spend most of my days hoping to hear that some huge dude named Bubba bent him in the shower and turned him into a fool. When he gets out, he's still waiting for my alienation suit. John said we could go on even with Bill in jail, but it might end too quickly. The longer I drag out his torment, the happier I'll be. Since Jenny was found guilty, I got a divorce and everything I asked for. I have no idea where she is or what she's doing. I know she lost her job when she was in prison. I see her sister Judy from time to time, but by unspoken agreement, Jenny is not mentioned. Of the 5 guys who participated in a threesome with Jenny, all were divorced within 6 months, and their wives stripped them. 2 were fired within 6 months. The other 2 quit within the next year, and Sam made the mistake of waiting for me in the parking lot the day he quit. It cost him a broken nose, 2 broken ribs, and 5 missing teeth. I was in pain for a couple more days after that, but as strange as it sounds, it was a good pain, a satisfied pain. Of them, only Donnie still works with me, and we are polite when necessary and avoid each other whenever possible. $3,000? It paid off my 2 weeks in Cancun while Jenny was in jail. The biggest surprise in this whole case? That I got away with it. Miller was right. I arranged everything, but I had no idea what would turn out as well as it turned out. All I wanted was a divorce that wouldn't rape me. What can I say? Sometimes you just get lucky, and damn it, but it's really nice. I remembered that old TV series, The A-Team, and what the Colonel, played by George Peppard, said, "I love when a plan comes together."